Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel, Squarewave 2. There's a very nasty rumor circulating around the YouTube community saying that Squarewave 2 has completely run out of shortwave radios for his videos. Well, I can assure you this is absolutely false. Up at the house, I still have a room full of shortwave radios. And just to prove my point, I brought one down here to the shop to show you today. This is a Hallicrafters Sx-99, a 4-band 8-tube shortwave communication receiver. This was made between 1955 and 1959. Original price, $159.95. That put this receiver in the mid-price range. It wasn't near the high end, and it wasn't near the low end. But for the price, it was a very good value with good features and very popular with the radio amateurs. This particular version is the Mark 1D. That means that the two dial scales are made out of aluminum, not the translucent plastic you usually see on these radios. Hallicrafters economized a bit by using the very same metal cabinet on a variety of their radios. The SX100, SX96, S85, etc., etc. One specification you never see about these radios is the weight. This boy weighs in at 27 pounds, not exactly portable. Can you imagine a 27-pound radio? I found this radio at the Pasadena City College swap meet in Pasadena, Southern California. That was, of course, before COVID-19 ruined everything. It was sitting on the ground under a table. It wasn't very well displayed, but I happened to spot it. So I got down on the ground to check it out. And the case was in deplorable condition, nothing but rust. But the front panel, surprisingly enough, was in very good conditioning. All the lettering was sharp and clear. It had the original knobs, and they were in good condition. I just had to rescue this radio. So I paid $50 and brought it home. When I got it out to the shop, I completely disassembled it. I used a lot of steel wool, rubbing on the cabinet until I got down to bare metal. Then I gave it 4 coats of Rust-Oleum satin gray spray paint. My coats were very, very light and evenly covered. And of course the radio turned out to be absolutely beautiful. In fact, it looks better than factory finish. Well, let's take a close-up look at the front panel and what the controls do. Here's a shot of the very nice front panel. Over here is a sensitivity control. When it's fully clockwise, the automatic volume control is on. Here's our 4-position band selector. Here's a selectivity control. It controls a crystal filter. It's marked normal, broad, and sharp tuning. Here's a reception switch for AM or CW, continuous wave, being code. Here's a crystal phasing control for the crystal filter. Here's a noise limiter switch on-off. Here's a regular old volume control. Here's a pitch control for listening to CW or code. Here's a switch, an on-off switch that also includes 3 positions for tone control. Here's our jack for headphones. Up here is a standby receive switch. Way over here is our antenna trimmer control. This knob controls the main tuning dial, and this knob controls the band spread dial, which is calibrated for the amateur bands. Up here in the middle, we have a nice big S meter. This is a signal strength meter to aid us in accurate tuning. I learned something completely new to me while working on this radio. Normally, all the knobs come off with either an Allen wrench or a blade screwdriver, a very small blade screwdriver. I got the big knobs off of this radio with the Allen wrench, but I couldn't get the 2 little silver knobs off, no matter what I tried. I tried every Allen wrench I had, and absolutely no luck. So I had to consult with Chuck Dacus. He's the Hallicrafters man. Chuck told me I had to buy a set of Bristol spline keys. Well, I had never seen a Bristol spline key. I had no idea what it was, but I ordered a set. Turns out they look just like Allen wrenches, but in cross-section they're completely different. And that's how I got the little silver knobs off. Well, let's take a look under the hood. As you notice, this chassis is in very good condition. No rust or corrosion, just a little bit of dirt. Over here is the big power transformer. This can contains 3 electrolytic capacitors. Here are 3 IF transformers. Here are the tuning capacitors. Over here is the antenna trimmer. This is the tube lineup. Back here is a 6SA7 converter. Here is a 6SG7 first IF, 6SG7 RF amplifier, 6SK7 second IF amplifier, 6H6 detector, automatic volume control, automatic noise limiter, 6SC7 BFO first audio amp, 6K6 audio output, and up here next to the transformer is the 5Y3 rectifier. You will probably notice there is no internal speaker on this radio. That's because the higher-end shortwave radios always required an external speaker. Hallicrafters sold such a speaker that was designed for operation with this particular receiver. I didn't have to do an awful lot of work to get this radio operating again. I replaced one tube. It was an IF amplifier tube. I restrung 2 dial cords, which is a miserable job, and I gave it a new AC line cord. That's it. It works. I don't have the energy or the patience to do a complete electrical restoration like I used to do on these radios. You have to unsolder 1 lead from each resistor, check it with an ohmmeter, resolder, replace if necessary. You have to replace all the capacitors, check all the tubes, and finish with a complete alignment. That is a lot of work. Anybody with enough ambition who wants to work on these radios will need a manual. I recommend getting it from a place called Manual Man. He has very high quality reprints and they are comb bound. Manual Man has a manual for just about every radio you can possibly think of. Here's his online address. COVID-19, a difficult, unprecedented time. I leave my home only once a week to go directly to the market, and I come right back home. I wear a mask and disposable gloves. Of course, the more time you spend at home, the less likely you are to contract the coronavirus. So stay home, stay safe. Mr. Dillon and I thank you for watching, and hopefully we'll meet up again.